Hi, Dave. First of all, do you expect to have Ethan Bear in the lineup tonight?
No, Ethan won't play tonight.
Okay. Mike Smith has come back, only allowed a goal. We've seen what he's been able to do on the ice. You've known him a while. What's his impact on a group of players that we don't see that might happen behind the scenes or when it's just the guys?
Well, he's a he's been in the league a long time. He's a very vocal guy. He's a good leader. Uh, Plays the game with a lot of emotion, brings emotion in that dressing room. So him coming back is he's played very well and he's given us a little jolt in that room.
Rob Tuchkowski, Post Media.
Hi, Dave. I guess if you look at the standings, I mean, if you win today, you move into a tie for second. You lose, you drop into fourth. Is kind of the North Division having the desired effect that everybody thought it was going to have? Where even this early in the season, it's all pretty meaningful stuff.
Yeah, it's real tight. I mean, I look at more as win percentages than the points right now because there's disparity in games played. But it's any way you want to look at it, percentages or points, or it's tight, and I expect it to stay that way right, as we go on here. You're seeing games tighten up a little bit. There's a lot on the line for every team. It's a division game, 4-point game, whatever you want to call it. Every game is an important game. So it, you look at the standings, and you don't have to go far to figure out that you better play well.
You guys are 7-3 in your last 10 and a 3-game win streak, which technically makes you the hottest team in the North Division. As a coach, when you look at your own guys, do you see yourself as emerging to be the cream of the crop?
Well, I think we've played better. Everybody's trying to find their lineup early, and we push Koski kind of to the limit. So you continue to try to improve your team, and that's what you try to do all year. And we've taken some steps forward here, which I'd like to see us continue to do. So there's still parts of our game we'd like to see better. There's every day you're working on things. You're working on the right mix, trying to find lines that really look like they mesh together. And so there's lots more to work on here, but we feel like we're moving the right direction.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
Yeah, Dave, a guy like Caleb Jones, like, I get it. You found a formula here that's working. You got way too many defensemen. Can you just tell me about, walking the line between wanting to play a young guy because he's a young guy, but not wanting to, mess up something good you got going?
Well, this isn't a just play a young guy for the sake of playing a young guy. We're trying to do whatever we can to win every night. Caleb is, he played more games early. Lately, he hasn't. We're looking for a certain mix of players that play different roles in the game. And with Bear out, we need an extra penalty killer in there that's probably taken away Jones's opportunity a little bit. So we're trying to balance it. 2 weeks ago, everybody's screaming for Bouchard to play, and now Bouchard's playing. Now everybody's screaming for Jones to play. When you have 9 defensemen, we've dressed 7 a couple times, but normally you're dressing 6. Somebody's got to sit out, and you're trying to find the best, the best mix for that certain night, and between roles and matchups and how many young players you got in there, and just how your D meshes all together. So lots of factors go into it, but we played the last little bit here. We played pretty well, so we're sticking with kind of close to what we have.
And the defensive play from your top 2 guys, Draisaitl and McDavid, can you tell us the things that you're seeing or you notice that? I get it. I can see the face-off wins and I can see a lot of the fancy stats, but as the head coach, what are the things you're seeing from those guys defensively this year that maybe you didn't see before?
Well, I think it was very overstated that they weren't doing it before. Like if you dig into the games as much as a coach does, you can see that they were still playing a defensive. When they have to play without the puck, they play a defensive game. This year, they've come back with that, with a real intent on not just themselves but our whole team being better defensively. So they understand that they have to, their role on the team is they take the lead role in the offensive part, but they also understand that to win in this league, you have to play a 200-foot game, and that's they both come back and they have a mindset to help our team win, whether it's offensively or defensively.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, how close is Gaetan Hawes to being ready to play?
Yeah, he's close. We had a good practice yesterday. He wanted one more practice. We'll get him another practice tomorrow. He's had a skate today, so he's closer. He's got to get himself feeling 100% here, so he's close.
Okay, and was he just sick or what? Because he was playing, so did he just get sick or what happened?
Yeah, just unfit to play for a few days.
Derek Van Diest, Post Media.
Hi, Dave. When talking about Bouchard, is that what you want to see from a young player, a guy that you put in the lineup and then he makes it really, really difficult for you to take out of the lineup again?
Yeah, if guy jumps in and does the job well, he's going to play. That's what they all, like players dictate more whether they play than the coach does, because not many coaches I know put the player in and he plays really well and he comes out. And playing really well doesn't just mean he gets a point or it's playing really well is helping the team win in all the aspects of the game. So when a player goes in and does the things we're looking for and plays well, usually they keep playing.
And when you have such high offensive octane on your team, is it tough to convince them that, hey, you have to be responsible defensively and you will still get your chances offensively? Is that tougher to get through than maybe someone that plays more defensively and then generates offense?
No, it's about winning. You have to have offense and defense to win. That's the way it is. So it's not convincing anybody hard. You don't have to convince anybody that we're doing things to win. And sometimes you have to. If you're behind in a game, your offensive stuff has to come in, and if you're leading a game, you have to play better defensively. So it's not hard to convince anybody to play the way you have to win.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Just back to Draisaitl, Dave. We asked him about the two-way game, and he said, he wants to win, and whatever it's going to take. He's winning Hart trophies and scoring titles and such, yet still digging through the corners of his own game to find ways to improve. Is that just a good sign of leadership when a guy that's as high caliber as he is still looking for ways to improve all sides?
I think that's every player in the league. Those guys get a lot of recognition because of their status in the league, and rightly so. But every player, like Connor's trying to get better in the league, getting better every day. Leon's trying to get better every day. They're trying to do things to push their game ahead because they know that helps us win. So it's great to see those players because everybody's doing it. But when those players do it, they get so much ice time that makes an impact on the game.
Last question, Kelly Moore, CJOB.
Hey, Dave, a lot of talk about how the players, have been able to get more into their rhythm and groove about a quarter of the way through the season because there was no exhibition play. Have you maybe seen that with the officials? And the reason I ask is because at least in Winnipeg's games, the power play opportunities have reduced a little bit. I don't know if that's teams or if that's a combination of the officials also finding their rhythm.
I think it's the whole league finding its rhythm a little bit, and I find that at the start of the year, even a regular year, and early on in exhibition, you seem like you've got more penalties, and then as the season goes on, probably referees adjust a little bit and players adjust a little bit. So it's you see that trend. Usually, it takes a while for it to occur. This is with a shortened season, you're seeing it tighten up pretty good here, and I think. More than the referees adjusting, I think the teams have adjusted because the games are so important. You can't take bad penalties, and if you take bad penalties and lose a game because of it, you know that things are going to be addressed, and you're not going to take as many next game. So that's probably the biggest factor in it right now.